And once again, I want to say greetings to each and every one of you, Aquaba, and welcome. Welcome to another round of the Conscious Rasta Report here on LIV Radio, LIV TV, here on livinginblack.com. My name is Katie Owadu, aka the Conscious Rasta. Weekday mornings, you and I get together live. We come at you from 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's 12 noon Eastern time, 5 p.m. GMT, and 8 p.m. East Africa time. We get together with you and we deal with culture, consciousness, historical perspectives, entertainment, economics, education, health, labor, law, politics, religion, family conflict, future studies, all areas of human interactivity and development. Today's date is Monday. It is the 23rd, or the fourth day, I should say, the third day of November, 2025 in the Western calendar. This corresponds to the year 6265 in the Kemetic calendar, to which we have realigned our cultural clock. Welcome to the 7th millennium. You have found your family in a peaceful place on LIV Radio, LIV TV, here on livinginblack.com. What a joy, what a pleasure it is to be with you today. Excuse me if I sound a little discombobulated. When I get ready for the show, some days I'm running around the house, having to jump in and out of the shower and make my cup of tea and set up my green screen. There's a lot of tasks I do every morning. And that then brings us to our culmination of these tasks, which is going on the air live with each and every one of you. I send you all greetings and welcome. I welcome you if you are listening from across the United States, the eastern seaboard or eastern coast. If you are listening from the Midwest, the West Coast, if you are listening from the Caribbean, if you are listening from UK, wherever you are listening from, including East Africa, we welcome you all to the program today. I'd love to hear from you. Just give us a nod. If nothing else, give us a thumbs up. Let us know. Let the algorithms know that you are enjoying your LIV radio, your livinginblack.com. That's what it's all about. Here's what we have on shore or on the table for today's conversation: peptides for anti-aging strategies. Welcome to the Conscious Rasta Report. Today's podcast explores how short chains of amino acids, known as peptides, have appeared on the scene to revolutionize longevity and wellness. Today's episode dives into the science behind these powerful signaling molecules, revealing how they influence metabolism, repair, and regeneration. Discover cutting-edge insights, what the experts say, and gain practical guidance to optimize vitality and slow the aging process naturally. Slow the aging process naturally. So you know, here on LIV Radio, we spend a good deal of time focusing on how to slow the aging process, even reverse the aging process. And we're going to hear dialogue today about reversing that aging process. Key words we're going to be dealing with today. You're going to learn about aminos, peptides, molecules, metabolism, immune cells, lifespan, longevity, biology, aging or anti-aging, natural supplements, therapy, youthfulness. We're going to learn about mTOR, rapamycin, mitochondria, autophagy, inflammation, ceramorelin, muscles, and epithalamin. So that is a lot on the table today. First of all, I'm going to put up this video. I'm going to share it with you, my listening audience, as well. And again, I would love to hear from you. If you're in the house today, drop us a note. Let us know where you're listening from. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to be with you. And I just love to know that you feel committed to us working together as a team. That's what it's all about, working together as a team. So like the video and comment on the video, and let's get this party started. So the first thing up, I have a short piece of video I'm going to share with you. And this video is, let me tell you who this is. This is, oh, I don't have his name, but he is credible, very credible. You tell me what you think about what this anti-aging specialist has to say on our subject for today, which is peptides. Here we go. Let's share the video.
It's the peptide to make you younger. And my favorite one in regards to bioregulators is epithalin.
Yeah.
Epithalon. And that was discovered by Dr. Cavison.
And so, for
It's a
example,
4 amino acid peptide.
4 amino acids, it seems like what would it do?
It comes naturally from our pineal gland.
Yeah.
And as we get older, like our thymus gland, it will calcify and will shrivel up, and you lose melatonin and you lose epithalin from the pineal gland. And when you lose epithalin, what happens is your cells that are supposed to self-replicate get stuck in G2. So there's self-replication. So if you want a new skin cell, your body basically can get rid of the old skin cell, and then you generate new skin cells. Inside our body, we can generate new heart cells, new myocytes, new liver cells, new pancreas.
But our ability gets less.
Yeah, exactly, because we're losing epithalin. And epithalin basically turns on cell cycle. It's the peptide to make you younger. And I have patients who have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. Some of them have reduction of their medication or even get off their insulin. I have patients who basically their macular degeneration is improving. Their vision is getting better. So it's actually making you younger. But you can't self-replicate forever, because then you have discovered immortality, which I haven't discovered yet. But anyway, far from it. I don't think I'll ever do it, but I'll ever find it. But anyway, I have patients that hurry up, Dr. Lee. Much time. But epithalin is just amazing. I just love it. It's the peptide to make you younger. And my favorite one in regards to bioregulators is epithalin.
Yeah.
All right. That takes us to what Dr. Lee had to say about epithalin. And I've seen Dr. Lee before, and there are two Dr. Lees. One is spelled L-I, and this one is Dr. L-E-E. This Dr. Lee is a little bit thicker, a little heavier than the other Dr. Lee, Dr. L.I. But based upon what I just heard, I think both of them should be listened to with a lot of attention. And then you and I should confirm what they are saying. Guess what? I'm going to confirm what Dr. Lee has been saying. So do show a little love, a little attention. We'd love to hear from you today. Here's what we have on the table. Here's my research. Peptides are short-chain amino acids that act as signaling molecules in the body, influencing processes like metabolism, tissue repair, immune function, and cellular health. They are being explored for their potential to promote a healthy lifespan by addressing key biological mechanisms of aging. As natural peptide production declines with age, supplementation or therapy aims to restore youthful function. Several peptides have shown promise in longevity research. Sirolimus, which is also known as rapamycin, inhibits the mTOR pathway, which regulates cell growth and aging, thereby enhancing autophagy, reducing inflammation, and improving mitochondrial function. With animal studies showing extended lifespan, sermorelin, that's what I intended to say. Oh, no, it's a different word. Sermorelin stimulates natural growth hormone release, supporting muscle maintenance, metabolism, and recovery, counteracting age-related decline. Glutathione, known as the quote master antioxidant, combats oxidative stress, supports detoxification, and helps maintain immune and cognitive function as levels drop with age. NAD+, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, is a coenzyme critical for energy production and DNA repair. Its decline with age is linked to reduced cellular function, and boosting NAD+ levels may activate longevity associated sirtuins. Now, this is getting a little technical, but we have covered all of this many times before, so you should be in sync with what we're talking about right now. GHK-Cu, a copper peptide, promotes skin regeneration, collagen synthesis, and wound healing, improving skin elasticity and reducing signs of aging. Additionally, peptides like BPC-157 and TB-500 support tissue repair, gut health, and joint recovery, while others, such as epitalin, may help promote telomere length by activating telomerase, potentially slowing cellular aging. It gets deeper. Now, again, we are speaking today from a functional medicine approach, meaning everything we're doing is holistic and natural and in sync with what nature intended the body to do. GLP-1 receptor agonists like semaglutide, which is called Ozempic, and tirzepatide, Mounjaro, originally developed for diabetes and obesity, had been gaining attention for longevity due to their effects on metabolism, fat reduction, and potential neuroprotective and anti-inflammatory benefits. But they have since become discredited because of the numerous and kind of toxic side effects, including diarrhea and blockage of your intestinal tract, very serious side effects. Other peptides, including MOTSC, thymosin alpha 1, and FOXO4 DRI, are currently being studied for roles in metabolic health, immune support, and clearing senescent zombie cells that contribute to age-related diseases. And we do know that process of clearing senescent, which is meaning they're going out of function and unable to replicate themselves properly. Zombie cells is what they're called. Getting rid of those is one of our chief goals of autophagy and anti-aging strategies. Despite their potential, peptides remain in a regulatory gray area, with limited long-term human studies and varying quality depending on sourcing. Some may cause side effects, such as gastrointestinal issues, insulin resistance, or joint pain. They are not FDA approved for longevity use in most cases and should be used under professional guidance after establishing foundational health habits like nutrition, proper nutrition, sleep, and exercise. While peptides offer a targeted approach to enhancing health span, they are not a substitute for overall wellness and require careful consideration of risks and benefits. So it said They are not FDA approved. They remain in a regulatory gray area. Let's look at that regulatory gray area. And I've got a number of points here we're going to make on that. On the question of why anti-aging peptides remain in a regulatory gray area. Now, this is the same regulatory process which allows for toxins in the diet and the nutritional in the food chain, very serious toxins, cancer-causing agents. So why are peptides in this regulatory food gray area? Let's answer that question. And I do welcome Basu Nefer Ra Sachet to the house today. I see you, beloved. Uja, she sends her greetings. And welcome to you. You are the first one to check with us today, and you are so greatly appreciated. Oh, I also see for Africa One checking in on Rumble. She says, Hotep, Brother Keaty, and Global LIB family, Hetep to you and to Basu Nefert Ra Seshat. Welcome to the program. I hope you enjoy yourself. It's going to be a good one today. We continue, and here's where we are. I'm going to close a window or two in the background and make it a little bit easier for me to transition around today's program. And also, I'm going to just eliminate a little bit of background memory usage so it makes everything go much smoother. And I do notice that makes my face a little clearer, even though with a high resolution camera, you're looking at me real close. I hope you like what you see. Going forward, here's what we have. Why anti-aging principles remain in a regulatory gray area. Reason number one, biological complexity and heterogeneity. Peptides cover thousands of distinct short amino acid chains with varied mechanisms, targets, and delivery routes. Some are endogenous, meaning created by our own body, signaling molecules. Others are synthetic analogs. That diversity makes blanket regulatory classification difficult. Each candidate may require its own safety and efficacy dossier. Yet many are marketed generically. Many are marketed generically as a single category. And I think that's a very important point. You and I, in exploring this, we cannot just generically say peptides are good, I accept them all, I put them all in my body. No. Don't do that. You need to do your research on which of these peptides will work for you and which of them are in that regulatory gray area. I stay out of the regulatory gray area. Point two, peptides are split between cosmetics, supplements, and drugs. Regulation hinges on intended use and claims. Topical peptides marketed for skin appearance may fall under cosmetics. Oral or injectable peptides making therapeutic or disease-modifying claims qualify as drugs. Sellers often position products to avoid drug claims, creating boundary cases. Regulators must evaluate case by case. And again, I don't trust government regulators, so that's why I do my best to do my best research. Point number three, limited high-quality clinical data. Many peptides touted for, quote, anti-aging have only preclinical small open-label or short-term human studies. Robust randomized controlled trials for dose, duration, and safety endpoints are lacking for most applications. So regulators have insufficient evidence to approve broad anti-aging indications. Point number four, compounding direct-to-consumer channels and clinics. Compounding pharmacies telemedicine clinics, and online vendors supply peptides outside traditional pharma pathways. These distribution routes can exploit regulatory loopholes, example given individualized prescriptions, research use disclaimers, complicating oversight and enforcement. Point 5. These are all very important. You do, I do, want to seriously consider whether just blanket accepting peptides and welcoming them all or being very, very selective. Point 5. Novel delivery and quality control challenges. Peptides can be unstable, require cold chain handling, meaning keep cool from production through to your consumption, or need specialized carriers for bioavailability. Manufacturing variability, contamination risk, and inconsistent labeling are common issues that demand pharmaceutical grade controls many sellers do not meet. Point 6. Ethical and definitional problem of, quote, anti-aging. Aging is not an FDA-defined disease. Seeking authorization for, quote, anti-aging, unquote, as a preventative or restorative indication raises philosophical and regulatory objections about risk tolerance, endpoints, and whether extending health span versus lifespan is a valid clinical claim. Good point. Point 7. This is an evolving science and translational uncertainty. Mechanistic plausibility, example given, modulating senescence, inflammation, or growth pathways, does not guarantee clinical benefit. Regulators are cautious, approving agents that alter core biology without long-term safety data risks. Unintended harm may result, such as risk of developing cancer or a metabolic disruption. Point 8. Resource and enforcement limits. Regulatory agencies prioritize high-risk products and clear violations. The rapid growth of the peptide market strains inspection and enforcement capacity, allowing gray market activity to persist while formal approval pathways remain slow and costly. Point 9. Commercial incentives and fragmented incentives. Startups and clinics can monetize peptides quickly via off-label use or direct sales, reducing incentive to invest in expensive phase 2, phase 3 trials needed for formal approval. This market dynamic perpetuates widespread use without regulatory clarity. And point number 10, international regulatory variation. Different countries treat peptides differently. Medical prescription, over-the-counter, or banned. Cross-border sales and differing national standards complicate global enforcement and create inconsistent consumer protections. So, in summary, the gray area exists because of biological diversity, ambiguous product claims, weak evidence for many users, non-traditional distribution, manufacturing quality issues, conceptual challenges around aging as an indication, and limited regulatory capacity. Clearing the fog will require rigorous clinical trials, better manufacturing standards, clearer labeling, clearer claims, and coordinated enforcement. But that pathway is costly and slow relative to market demand. That was awesome. 10 points of why the use of peptides remains in a regulatory gray area. So I am encouraging all of my listeners to take advantage of what is known about peptides. The beautiful thing about what I bring to the conversation, as opposed to what Amazon is going to show or these others who tend to profit many times off of our incapacity to really understand what they're doing, is that my effort, other than getting you to tune into the program and read the books that these do appear in, and this section here will be in one of the upcoming books I will be producing in a few months. I'm going deeper into this topic of anti-aging, and therefore must include this chapter. But the beautiful thing is I'm just asking you to just read the books, read the studies, do your study, do your own thinking, and let's take advantage of it all. I do see in the house, I got the greetings in. We see Afor, Africa One, and Basu Nefert Ras Eshet are in the house. And nobody else is talking to me right now. I hope that you do want to participate. I hope that this topic doesn't go over your head, or worse yet, that it's not even interesting to you. What do the experts have to say about peptides? Let's begin with Josh Redd, NMD, founder of Red River Health and Wellness, and author of The Truth About Low Thyroid. Josh Redd has the following to say, quote, "Peptides function like conductors for a biological orchestra by binding to cellular receptors, helping hormone regulation, improving immune response, and triggering neurotransmitters." And that would indicate that peptides are definitely signaling molecules, Katie adds. Next comment comes from Dr. Andrea Nakayama, who is a functional nutrition and longevity expert and founder of the Integrative Women's Health Institute. She has the following to say: "When we are so restricted and tied to all the things we have to do, we're not actually supporting longevity." While general, that's an end of quote, close quote. While general, this quote is in a discussion of diet and longevity, reflecting the expert's view that a holistic, personalized approach to nutrition, which includes diverse nutrients like peptides, is key to long-term health, rather than just a focusing on single macros or one-size-fits-all solutions. That's a very, very important point. And she's coming from functional medicine. So we can definitely appreciate what she has to say. Next quote is from Dr. Donald Lehman, Professor Emeritus in the Department of Food Science and Human Nutrition at the University of Illinois and a prominent protein researcher. He says, and I quote, "Adults need to know that their minimum daily protein needs are at least 100 grams per day, and that the first meal of the day needs to be protein rich." Unquote. This highlights the importance of adequate protein, the source of peptides, for meeting fundamental health needs like muscle maintenance. Very important. Going forward, next comment from Gretchen Zimmerman, RD, registered dietitian specializing in weight management. She says, and I quote, and she's discussing GLP-1 agonists and peptides as a potential tool. She's talking in a podcast. She says, quote, "Peptides can be used as a potential tool within a broader balanced approach to health and weight management, but are not a standalone be-all, end-all solution. Are not a standalone be-all, end-all solution. That from Gretchen Zimmerman. Next quote. I have a few more of these quotes I'm going to share with you. Here, bear with me. Next quote comes from Lainey Yalkin, MS, a registered dietitian and weight loss expert. She writes, I quote, "Peptides produce more gradual and holistic effects over time, supporting overall body composition and long-term metabolic health, as opposed to some medications which might produce faster but less holistic results." That from Lainey Younkin, Younkin. Good point, Lainey. And we continue a few more of these quotes, not a whole lot of them. Next quote comes to us from Hiroshi Hara, professor of food science and nutritional biochemistry from Hokkaido University, Japan. Quote, "Dietary proteins have been known to induce satiety, satisfaction, and the advantages of peptides over proteins is their preferable intestinal absorption into our body." Good point. Excellent point. I hope you are learning. Next quote comes to us from Ryota Matsui, researcher of food-derived bioactive peptides, says quite simply, "Dipeptides could improve kidney function, suggesting that small peptides have still more unknown potential and physiological actions." Next quote is from Robert Ferguson, nutritional writer and the author of the book Diet Free Life. He says, quote, "Each amino acid plays a specific role. When they're joined by peptide bonds, they form peptides that can act as messengers, hormones, or healing agents." And again, that's indicative of the role of peptides as messenger molecules. Quote number 9 comes from Anne Ignot Gutierrez, writing in Nutrients Journal, quote, "Consuming some proteins or peptides of plant or animal origin can influence satiety regulation." And so that's going to click in on that territory of the SLP1 inhibitors, agonists, and they are intended to create that feeling of satiety. Well, peptides can do it naturally. And number 10, this quote comes through from Syed Khurram Zakir, lead author of a systematic review on peptides in nutrition. He says, quote, "Peptides show various bioactive characteristics, such as an anti-inflammatory effect, improved muscle protein synthesis, and immune modulation." That's a pretty good spectrum. So we're going to continue. I suspect that today's conversation might just be going over a few people's heads, but don't give up. Don't stop. Don't ever stop learning. Don't stop trying, because this is cumulative. What you learned last week on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday goes into what you're learning today. It's all cumulative. This is why I write the books. The books are an accumulation of a lot of different chapters. This is one very important chapter in the upcoming book, which I haven't even thought about the title of the book. It could be Living Superfood Solutions. It could be more Living Superfood Solutions for the Advanced student. Might be a good title. Let me write this down. Real quickly, put it over here. Go home. Write this down. From more living superfood solutions. Might be. Here we go. We are continuing. Got those different reasons in. The reasons are in the gray area. We got the other 10 in. Now we're going to ask the questions specifically. What do we know about peptides for healthy life expectancy or lifespan? Question. Overview of peptides for healthy lifespan. Peptides, small chains of amino acids, play a crucial role in various biological functions, including hormone regulation, immune response, and tissue repair. Recent advancement in peptide therapies are opening up new avenues for promoting a healthier lifespan and potentially mitigating the effects of aging. Next, the role of peptides in longevity, the mechanisms of action. Peptides function as signaling molecules that regulate various physiological processes. They are vital for A, hormonal balance. Many peptides act similarly to hormones, influencing growth, metabolism, and stress response. Cell communication. They help restore communication. They help restore communication between cells, which can diminish with age. And tissue repair. Certain peptides are involved in healing and regeneration, making them useful in recovering from injuries. They decline with age. As we age, the natural production of peptides decreases, contributing to issues like slower recovery, increased fatigue, and a weakened immune system. Peptide therapy aims to counteract these effects by reintroducing specific peptides tailored to individual needs. Key peptides for anti-aging. Several peptides have shown promising benefits in supporting healthy aging, including CJC 1295, increases growth hormone levels, muscle gain, and fat loss. Ipamorelin, or ipamorelin, I think it's ipamorelin, I could be wrong, stimulates natural growth hormone production, muscle building, and metabolism boost. The next is entitled DSIP, Delta Sleep Inducing Peptide. Delta Sleep Inducing Peptide. It enhances sleep quality, better restorative sleep. Next is thymosin alpha 1. Supports immune function and boosts immunity. Next is oxytocin. Oxytocin, O-X-Y-T-O-C-I-N, oxytocin, improves mood and cognitive function, enhances focus, emotional stability, and lastly on this list is, these are specific peptides for anti-aging, it's called CMAX, promotes neuroplasticity, quote, cognitive support. Benefits of peptide therapy. The therapeutic potential of peptides goes beyond mere cosmetic improvements. Key benefits include, number one, enhanced recovery and performance, faster muscle recovery and improved physical performance. Number two, mood and cognitive benefits, supports for mental clarity and emotional stability. Number 3, immune resilience, strengthening the immune system to combat aging-related vulnerabilities. And number 4, metabolic enhancement, aids in fat loss and muscle gain through natural hormonal pathways. Isn't this awesome? Do you find this to be fascinating? I personally do. I'm not getting much of a response from my listening audience, but I know that you do find this to be fascinating as well. I'm double checking, just looking around, seeing if anybody out there is with me. I know you're either with me or you're against me. The future of peptide therapy. Research in peptide therapy continues to evolve, with over 90 FDA-approved peptide therapeutics and many more in development. The field is predicted to expand significantly as our understanding of peptide applications in longevity deepens. Next, safety and efficacy. This is very important. Peptide therapies offer a favorable safety profile compared to traditional medications, with fewer side effects and more targeted actions. This makes them a viable option for those looking to enhance their quality of life and longevity. Exploration into peptides as part of a holistic approach to health, combining them with lifestyle factors such as nutrition and exercise, promises an exciting future for aging well. And that is real good information. I got more. We're not done yet. I'm going to go next to ScienceDirect.com for the following piece. And let me post this up, link up on YouTube, link up on Rumble. And I do see you in the house, my sister for Africa One. She writes, I have a problem with the concept of anti-aging, as aging is a natural process. I lean toward healthy, optimal aging. And you are right to be skeptical. You are absolutely right to be skeptical. I do write a lot about anti-aging, mostly for my own benefit. But I try to make it practical because, like you, I am very skeptical about what others are doing. We got people like Brian Sullivan who we're watching him as closely as possible. I'm not obsessed with Brian Sullivan. David Sinclair, his work on genetics and this and anti-aging, I'm not obsessing with him. But I do need to know. Because ultimately, we have to be able to look at two different groups, compare them side by side. On one hand, why does it seem like some of these wealthier, influential individuals live consistently to be 90 years and older, while amongst African people in the same society, I'm talking about comparing Africans with Europeans in Britain and in the United States and to some degree in Canada, there's places where we're coexisting. Why are they outliving us on average by at least 6 years? At least 6 years. And then we ask the question, what can I do? What can we do to improve? It's not just lifespans, not just anti-aging. It's quality of life. It is health span. That's the word that's used, health span. So can I live to be more than 70 years of age without cardiovascular disease, without Alzheimer's, without cognitive disorders, without cancer? It all comes under the category of anti-aging research. So when I write the book A Year Against Cancer, if one was to follow everything I put in that book, you're going to live 30 years longer. Not necessarily just because you have a strategy for countering cancer, because maybe you would die naturally of cardiovascular disease, which is the leading cause of death. But it's if you do everything that's in the book, it's going to create a holistic life. And it is within the context of that holistic life that I am writing about anti-aging. Although a whole bunch of what I come across as anti-aging research is really about people just trying to sell products, the skin creams and other things. Personally, I would prefer to do it from the inside out as opposed from the outside in. I just don't want to look like I'm not aging. We want to have the body function fully and completely. So that's what my anti-aging research is about. The next article up, Dietary Peptides in Aging, Evidence and Prospects, written by Khushwant S. Bular and Jianping Wu. This from Food Science and Human Wellness magazine, March 2020. Here's what I have to share there. And here, let me just double check to make sure this is up on my Facebook page. And it is now. And let me put it up in one more place here. It may already be there, but I want to just double check it. Oh, it is already there. Okay. Let's go forward. Here's what the next article has to share. Dietary Peptides in Aging, Evidence and Prospects by Bular and Jianping Wu. Abstract. With improvements in healthcare and lifestyle, the proportion of the aging population is rising steadily across the world, and that's problematic. As long as we buy into the idea that the world can only support so many people, that's problematic. Now, within those societies where they're having a problem with aging, it's mostly not a problem with aging, it's a problem with not enough people coming into the workforce. It's population reduction. So going forward, with improvements in healthcare and lifestyle, the proportion of aging population is rising steadily across the world. Many physiological functions are altered during aging and resemble those occurring in disease conditions involving metabolic and mitochondrial disturbances. Thus, there is an urge to better develop dietary or medical interventions targeting the mechanisms underlying aging and aging-related diseases. Many reports indicate that in geroscience, the science of gerontology, dietary interventions such as bioactive peptides to slow aging are in a matter of when rather than if. Leading targets for peptides include the metabolic mitochondrial pathway. Again, peptides are signaling molecules, so they're talking between the mitochondrial metabolic pathway, accompanied by improved nutrient sensing. Modulation of these pathways, diminishing aging biomarkers in various model organisms, and confers protection against a growing list of age-related pathophysiologies. Let me reread that sentence, because that is very important. I'm going to read the two sentences. Leading targets for peptides include the metabolic mitochondrial pathway, accompanied by improved nutrient sensing. Modulation of these pathways diminish aging biomarkers in various model organisms and confer protection against a growing list of age-related pathophysiologies. Food-derived bioactive peptides are characterized modulators of these pathways, while some verified in vivo and even clinically approved, and numerous others are under development. This brief review focuses on the latest scientific advances and understanding the anti-aging ability of bioactive peptides, as well as delineates the possible future directions in this process. Now that's a pretty good article. Let me see if I can find it. I did put some of these up, but I also took some of these down. This one is entitled This is entitled Dietary Peptides in Aging. And let me put this up here. And dietary peptides in aging. Bear with me. I think this is it. Dietary peptides in aging, evidence and prospects. Now I had put it up here, and here is what it has to say. I just read the extract, the abstract. Let me introduce it, the introductory paragraph. It's kind of long. Aging, an inevitable part of life, is defined as a progressive and global decline of physiological functions, leading to an augmented vulnerability to disease and a decline in health span, finally culminating in death. Life expectancy has risen strikingly over the last century due to significant improvements in nutrition and healthcare. Consequently, the aging population is continuously exposed to diseases such as hypertension, chronic coronary disease, and diabetes. The idea of mitigation of aging has excited curiosity throughout the history of humankind. Presently, the field of aging research has moved from the legends of the fountain of youth to a fast expanding area of research subjected to scientific scrutiny based on the growing knowledge of molecular basis of aging. The idea of mitigation of aging was first observed in 1939, indicating that restraint of caloric intake in mice and rats increased lifespan. This initial discovery 80 plus years ago indicated the plasticity of the aging process and formed the central concept that attenuation of aging and increasing in health span was possible through a change of nutritional strategies. Around 13 years after the initial aging discovery, in the year 1952, aging was related to natural selection and reproduction. The next achievement in the area of aging in the late 1980s focused on the identification of the genetic basis of aging in the nematode, which is Cornohabitatitis elegans. That's a nematode used a lot in aging research. The last 30 years have marked tremendous progress in aging research, including identification of insulin-like signaling pathway, mammalian target of rapamycin mTOR pathway, and sirtuins, the mitochondrial model of aging and inflammaging. Now, all of that was so very important. I'm going to have to copy, cut, and paste that paragraph. Actually, I will save this entire article. But let me copy, cut, and paste this. Introduction. Bear with me. And here, I'm going to paste this here. And that was all very important. I'm going to break all of that down. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to the end of this article, and I'm looking for the summary. The last paragraph, conclusions, number 4. Conclusions. copy and paste this over here. And this is really good. Bear with me. I hope you do appreciate it. Conclusions. There are emerging reports demonstrating that multiple food-derived peptides have potent anti-aging mechanisms. Bioactive peptides modulate pathways involving aging, particularly those associated with metabolism and nutrient sensing. Multifunctional bioactive peptides from soy peptides, SREBP2, target PCSK9 protein and lowered LDLR levels, possibly mediated by elevated SREBP2 and hindered the PCSK9 LDLR interaction. Again, these are signaling pathways they're talking about. One pathway might be in the enzyme, the other one might be in the mitochondria. That's what they're talking about. Bioactive peptides also modulate glucose metabolism, improve GLUT4 translocation, and mimic the FDA-approved LDL lowering drugs. Now, we're talking about diet, and it's mimicking the FDA-approved LDL lowering drugs. So you understand, this is why I'm researching this. I hope you all can appreciate it. Additionally, food peptides also improve insulin resistance of C57BL6J toward the improvement of overall health status. From the available evidence, a single bioactive peptide can exhibit both metabolic and mitochondrial improvement effects by targeting multiple pathways and effectively reducing endogenous oxidative stress. Besides, multiple peptides have been identified for modulation of nutrient sensing pathways and target vital aging pathways such as mTOR, which stands again, mTOR stands for, where's it at? I just had it up. I'll find it again twice later. And such as mTOR, AMPK, and sirtuins. Yet, there's still a significant gap in knowledge about the structure-function relationship of bioactive peptides. Furthermore, most of pharmacologically active bioactive peptides obtained from food sources remain unexplored for their ability to extend lifespan. There is a prospective opportunity in exploring further, as some of the peptides may have exhibited therapeutic effects by influencing the mTOR and AMPK, which play an important role in regulating lifespan. So that is very, very, and that's talked. mTOR stands for mammalian, meaning we're mammals, target of rapamycin pathway. So I hope you heard what they had to say. I have one more article. Actually, I'm going to skip this article. Let me just post up the article in case anybody wants to learn. I suspect you may be getting a little foggy because it's getting so technical right now. And I just wanted to put this up. Oh, this one I did put it up already on that site. I want to put it up on my under today's broadcast as well. Put this up on the other sites, which is put this up on Rumble. And this is talking about marine derived peptides, getting them from the ocean. Now, when we start to look at the foods that we do want to eat for this process, we do see that seafoods are undeniably a very, very important part of what we aim to do with all of this. Now I got to do this. I got to go back up and I got to repost this link, and you'll be able to find it. Anybody who wants to find these links will be able to find it. It just said it. YouTube detached the last 6 letters from the previous link, so just attach those and you'll be able to get it. And I'm almost finished, but we did not yet cover the foods. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go down, skip down my research. I had one more. I'm going to put this paragraph up. This is going to be a little bit longer broadcast. It's not too bad. This article, Potential Active Marine Peptides as Anti-Aging Drugs or Drug Candidates, written by Hui Yang et al. From Marine Drugs, February 2023. Abstract. Aging is an irreversible physiological process in the human body, and the anti-aging characteristics of the body that accompany this process also lead to many other chronic diseases. Not the anti-aging, I put that word anti in there. And the aging characteristics of the body accompany this process lead to many other chronic diseases, such as neurodegenerative diseases, represented by Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease, cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, obesity, cancer, and so on. The marine environment is highly biodiverse. The natural active products of these organisms constitute a vast treasure trove of marine drugs or drug candidates that play an essential role in disease prevention and treatment, and the active peptide products among them have received special attention because of their unique chemical properties. Therefore, the development of marine peptide compounds as anti-aging drugs is emerging as an important research area. This review highlights the currently available data on marine bioactive peptides with anti-aging potential from 2000 to 2022 by analyzing the prevalent aging mechanisms, critical aging metabolic pathways, and well-established multi-omics aging characteristics, such as grouping different bioactive and biological species lines of peptides from marine organisms, and discussing their research modalities and functioning characteristics. Active marine peptides is a promising topic to explore and to develop their potential as anti-aging drugs or drug candidates. We expect this review to be instructive for future marine drug development and to reveal new directions for future biopharmaceuticals. So, here's the end of that document. From the conclusions and future perspective, this review takes the current popular 5 major aging theories as its background, starts from different mechanisms of action, analyzes the aging intervention effects at different levels according to the main manifestation characteristics of aging and its key pathways, and finally, mainly by classifying biological species, summarizes and outlines the marine origin peptide compounds with lifespan extending or aging delaying effects reported in the current literature, as well as discussing the development prospects of marine origin bioactive peptides as anti-aging drugs. Now, just as a side note, it said this review takes the current 5 popular major aging theories. Well, in my book, 100 Plus Lifespan, I discuss 9 aging theories. So we have a gap between 4 more of this article and the ultimate reality of what we, as African people, have analyzed. And I did want to point that out. I like this article. I love this article. But this article, if it says 5 out of 9, I need to know those other four aging pathways and what we can do, I can do to the best of my abilities, supersede them naturally, holistically, using only diet and nutrition supplements and the other lifestyle modification factors. Therefore, they write, given the advantages and disadvantages of studying and developing marine peptide-based anti-aging drugs, finding operational methods to effectively assess biological aging as measured by specific aging markers and multiple pathways to elucidate the mode of action of aquatic peptides, discovering low cost and high yield peptide extraction techniques, expanding the experimental population for research, breaking the singularity of marine peptide uses, and aiding the use of more efficient in silico analytical tools to develop these undervalued marine peptides are important areas for the pharmaceutical industry to develop in the future in terms of anti-aging drugs. So that's the drug development pathway, and understand these Asian resources, these Chinese researchers, they are competing against Western medicine. The basis of where they're coming from is 2,000 years and more, 5,000 years of traditional Chinese medicine. So it's not like they don't already have something that's superior to the West. But I understand why they're going where they're going. And I personally think I wish my team, African team, would go forward through our own best paths possible, and even into exploring Western medicine concepts and ideologies to get going further. What am I saying? We got to do better, people. We got to do a whole lot better. And don't think that we aren't trying. We have real plans. Dr. Amos Mod, if you're listening today, I know you know we've already gone deep. We are going deep into traditional African medical sciences. And this is a plan I am currently working on almost every day. Next, we're going to conclude with, I've got two more sections. This is going to go another half an hour. I do see a comment has just come in. Question from 4 Africa 1. Are marine peptides derived from fish and sea vegetables? Yes, but the marine peptides could be derived from, again, peptides are just molecules. So those could include substances within jellyfish. And I know jellyfish peptides have been studied extensively, as well as certain starfish. Clams are very long living species. We're talking about 500 years or so. And so therefore they could be, these molecules could be derived from a number of different sources, and they have to be isolated and identified as such. It's not like they're asking us to eat these animals or sea creatures. It's just that they're being studied. That's a very, very good question. Thank you so much for asking that question. I got two more very important sections of today's research I want to carry. Next, vegan sources of anti-aging peptides can also be found in various plant-based foods. Here are some notable options for vegan sources of anti-aging peptides. Number 1, soy products. And again, organic soy. Let me put in here organic. organic soy products, and soy products like tofu and tempeh contain peptides that may help improve skin elasticity and hydration. Point 2, legumes. And I try and eat legumes every day at this particular point. Beans, lentils, chickpeas are good sources of proteins that can be broken down into peptides to help improve overall skin health. Point 3, nuts and seeds. Almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds provide essential fatty acids and proteins that can promote skin health. I'm going to add hemp seeds to them as well. If you're going to mention chia seeds, flax seeds, you got to put hemp seeds in there as well. But almonds and walnuts, yeah, we love them, love them, love them, love them, love them. Number 4, whole grains. Quinoa, brown rice, and oats contain proteins that can yield beneficial peptides. And make sure all of those are organic, especially the oats. Get your non-GMO oats. Number 5, leafy greens. Spinach, kale, and other leafy greens are rich in vitamins, and minerals that support skin health and may contain peptides. Point 6, fruits. Certain fruits, like watermelon and berries, and citrus fruits, have antioxidant properties and may contain bioactive peptides that contribute to skin health. And number 7, fermented foods. Plant-based fermented foods like kimchi and sauerkraut can contain peptides that are beneficial for gut health, which in turn can impact your skin health. Incorporating these foods into your diet may provide the building blocks for peptides that support skin health and overall well-being. And if it's good for your skin, your integumentary system, which is not just your epidural layer, your integumentary system is basically all of the skins, all of the meats inside your body that have contact with the external world. It's a very important system. Incorporating these into your diet may provide the building blocks for peptides that support skin health and overall well-being. And lastly, they did talk about, at the beginning, we played the video, and the video talked about epithalin. Epithalamin, it's also called. Epithalamin, also called epithalon or epithalone, is a short synthetic tetrapeptide, short-term tetrapeptide, which is consisting of four different aspects: ala, glu, asp, and gle. Modeled, these are all different short chain parts of the molecule, modeled on a naturally occurring pineal gland peptide. It's promoted primarily for anti-aging and longevity applications, with additional reported effects on sleep, immune and endocrine function, and cellular health. Now, that makes me, I want to put this video back up one more time. I'm going to add it to the stage, and we're going to watch this anti-aging video one more time from the top. Take it from the top. So here we go. I'm going to play it one more time because what I'm about to say will be very important. I want you to listen to what he has to say.
It's the peptide to make you younger. And my favorite one in regards to bioregulators is epithalin.
Yeah.
Epithalon. And that was discovered by Dr. Cavison.
And so, for example,
4 amino acid peptide.
4 amino acids, seems like, what would it do?
It comes naturally from our pineal gland.
Yeah.
And as we get older, like our thymus gland, it will calcify and will shrivel up, and you lose melatonin and you lose epithalin from the pineal gland. And when you lose epithalin, what happens is your cells that are supposed to self-replicate get stuck in G2. So there's self-replication. So if you want a new skin cell, your body basically can get rid of the old skin cell, and then you generate new skin cells. Inside our body, we can generate new heart cells, new myocytes, new liver cells, new pancreas.
But our ability gets less.
Yeah, exactly, because we're losing epithalin. And epithalin basically turns on cell cycle. It's the peptide to make you younger. And I have patients who have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. Some of them have reduction of their medication or even get off their insulin. I have patients who basically their macular degeneration is improving. Their vision is getting better. So it's actually making you younger. But you can't self-replicate forever, because then you have discovered immortality, which I haven't discovered yet. But anyway, far from it. I don't think I'll ever do it, but I'll ever find it. But anyway, I have patients say, hurry up, Dr. Lee, how much time? But epithalin is just amazing. I just love it. It's the peptide to make you younger.
All right, let's just go ahead and close that out. And here's what I want to share. This complements what he just said. Again, epithalin, what's it used for? Short synthetic tetrapeptide modeled on naturally occurring pineal gland peptide. It's promoted primarily for anti-aging and longevity applications with additional reported effects on sleep. That's your melatonin, your pineal gland, immune and endocrine function, and cellular health. Main effects people are seeking include telomere support and telomerase activation, reported to stimulate telomerase activity and help preserve or lengthen our telomeres, which are linked to cellular aging. Point 2, longevity, anti-aging signals. Animals and some human studies from Russian and Eastern European groups report lifespan extension and reversal of age-related markers. Point 3, circadian rhythm and sleep regulation. It may support pineal gland function and melatonin rhythms, helping sleep and circadian stability. And point 4, immune and endocrine modulation. Described effects include improved immune markers and normalization of some endocrine parameters in preclinical and small clinical studies. All the above claims are primarily reported by preclinical work and limited human, regionally published clinical data rather than large, multi-center randomized trials. Typical dosing and administration, reported practice. Common clinical protocols described in practitioner and peptide therapy sources use short courses of subcutaneous or intramuscular injections. That's not what I'm going to be doing. Example given cyclic courses over days to weeks, or sometimes oral nasal formulations. Exact regimens may vary widely between providers and publications. And next point, there is no universally accepted FDA-approved dosing standard for epithalin. Safety and side effects. Reported side effects are usually mild in sources that discuss it. However, comprehensive safety data from large control trials are limited. And point 2, because high-quality long-term human safety data are lacking, use should be considered experimental and discussed with a physician before starting, especially for people with cancer history or on hormone immune modulating therapies. Who might consider it? And the caution. People interested in experimental longevity interventions or peptide therapies sometimes explore epithalin under physician supervision. And caution is not recommended to self-administer without medical oversight because of uncertain long-term risks, variable product quality in unregulated markets, and limited large-scale human evidence. And of course, in our case, we're focusing on those vegan foods, including soy products, legumes, nuts and seeds, whole grains, leafy greens, fruits, fermented vegetables. So the last quick summary, epithalin. Epithalin is a pineal-derived tetrapeptide studied for telomere support, possible lifespan and age-related benefit signals, sleep, circadian effects, and immune endocrine modulation. Evidence is promising, but mostly preclinical or limited human studies. Safety and standardized dosing are not firmly established, so discuss this with a knowledgeable clinician before use. And on that note, wow, we got through it. I hit you with a lot of research today. It was the tough stuff. And it's not for everyone. I do say it's not for everyone. But you are exceptional. You are exceptional. I did get all your comments and questions in. It's appreciative. I do recommend my book, 100 plus lifespan. Get the book at http://keidi.biz/CRP 2012. Because in one of the research papers that appeared here, they said they discussed the 5 mechanisms of aging. But in my book, 100 plus lifespan, I discuss 9 mechanisms of aging. And you don't want to miss out on what, 44% of the known mechanisms of aging? You want to get the whole, 55%, that's less than 60%. That's in high school, middle school, that's a failing grade. Or a D plus at best. You don't want to miss out. So we have done the best we can to do the best we can today on your LIV Radio. I hope you found it to be very interesting. Can I convince you, or if not you, your sister, your brother, somebody in your immediate family, to buy and to read the book 100 plus lifespan? I highly recommend it. I've got it right here in my hand, 100 plus lifespan, and I'm looking right now. And not only there's a chapter which talks about the complex biology of aging, and what it's all about, but I give real solutions, the complex biology of aging. I give real solutions, the 9 hallmarks of aging. The 9 hallmarks of aging include, number 1, genomic instability. Number 2, telomere attrition. We talked about that today. Number 3, epigenetic alterations. Number 4, the loss of proteostasis, protein stasis. That's your basis for making peptides. Number 5, deregulated nutrient synthesis. We talked about that today. Number 6, mitochondrial dysfunction. We talked about that today. Number 7, cellular senescence. Number 8, stem cell exhaustion. That was not touched upon today. And number 9, altered extracellular communication, meaning the cells communicating outside of themselves, the other cells around the body. That is a function of not sensing, but communication pathways. Constant communication. So this is what the peptides are going to be doing. That the altered extracellular communication is the way that our body is degenerating and we're losing function there. We're talking about in the book how to turn these processes off or on depending on what we need. I wish I had a classroom of really, truly dedicated students who wanted to master this stuff and then go out and teach it. I wish that I had this dedicated classroom, and I wish I could get paid for doing it. It would make my ability to deliver this product much better. But we're going to just do the best we can with what we got. I know that I can only do so much. At this point, at this particular point, at this point, at this particular point, I feel very constricted. I'm happy. I'm a happy person. I get a chance to benefit from it my own. However, still, that's not good enough. We're going to do better in the future based upon the best that we know and the best that we can do. And on that note, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank you, Brother Reggie, because I know you're out there listening or going to be listening to it. I want to thank you, Basu Ra. Let me get her name in order. Basu Nefert Ra Seshat. And I want to thank you for Africa One. You have been loyal to your brother, for which I am so incredibly great. So incredibly grateful. If you enjoy what you've been hearing, buy a book. The book for today, the recommended book for today, 100 plus lifespan. There are 2 other books in there in that category of lifespan that I have published. One called Living Superfood Longevity, and the other one entitled The Stem Cell Revolution. That's a good collection. I will be having this 4th book coming out, which I may have picked a topic today for that 4th book. That would be, I don't know, the title, that would be More Living Superfood Solutions. Mo better, maybe Mo better. Mo better. Living Superfood Solutions for the advanced student / teacher. I like that. I might start working on that today. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I want to thank you all for being a part of what we do here on LAB Radio. I did the best I could to teach you today what you need to know. You do need to know this stuff. And because I did my best, and I think my best surely was good enough, then I can feel good, I can feel satisfied, and I can sleep well tonight. You're tuned into your favorite. We hope to be your favorite. We are LNB Radio, LNB TV. We are living in black. I want to thank you all for all you do for all of us. We are truly, truly a family around here. And that's why you tune into your favorite. We aim to be your favorite. We are LNB Radio, LNB TV. We are living in black.com. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you.